production.
Yeah. Okay.
A bit emotion, but production.
Yeah. Okay.
Hello everybody. Oh, hold up. Did not mean to do that. Okay. Hello everybody. Well, I'm here to talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! Dark Side of Dimensions. Before I begin, I would like to say one thing. You know my Nerd Word video I did? I'm not entirely sorry for that because, like, honestly, when I did that video, I was just, well, not really appalled by Nerd Word. I wasn't really appalled by him, but it was more, you know, just another person trying to throw fire on this, you know, trying to start something with all these Sonic fans before we actually even play the game. See, I'll say this before I begin the review. I'm a firm believer of you actually have to play the game before you judge it. You can't just look at a trailer or at images and then judge it solely on that. Guys, you have to understand, I'm a critic. I'm a critic. And what we do, we have to actually watch or read or play a piece of media before we can actually say that, you know, we don't like it. When I see you guys constantly just judge a game just because, oh, well, you know, this doesn't look right or that doesn't look right, or you just watched a little bit of footage of a game trailer, you know, I just go like, you know, you guys should at least try to play it before you start judging it. Now, with that said, now, I'm saying you can watch a movie and judge it because that's a movie, but games are different. You actually have to play them to see if they're actually good or not. You know, because they require you to play it. A movie requires you to watch it. Because you're not judging gameplay. You're not judging gameplay or a story that isn't even out yet. You're judging it on its game and its presentation and its story. But you gotta play that. Now, this on the other hand, let me talk about Dark Side of Dimensions. I love this movie. I didn't really care for Kaiba's, I want the Pharaoh back. Please give me the Pharaoh. Oh, the Pharaoh. It really got kind of, well, my nephew's in here, but let's just say it got kind of, more, it got a little R-rated with how freaking, Kaiba wanted the Pharaoh back. It just got kind of R-rated, if you know what I mean. Then we got Diva, or Yagami, whatever his name is. He was basically is part of the Plana, a group of people who had powers after the Pharaoh left, and he, you know, Diva right here, he wanted revenge for his master because Bakura's dad is the most greediest douche I've ever seen. And I'm telling you, he was too greedy. He was like, I need it, I want it. I'm like, the dude's telling, like, Shin was the freaking, you know, freaking Diva's master's name. And it was like, you know, I wanted to just kind of talk about his story because I feel like, you know, Kaiba's story is not really that compelling to me. It wasn't that compelling to me. It was just kind of Kaiba being, well, Kaiba, and I was never really the biggest fan of Kaiba, as you all know if you watch my channel. You know, and you know, even when he insulted Yugi, sometimes it's like, it took Yugi 8 years to fix the puzzle. Well, Yugi's a naive child. I'm like, I wanted to say, Kaiba, you're a freaking naive child because all you want is the Pharaoh. And like, if he beats you, then what you gonna do? Then what you gonna do? That's the thing I got mad at with Kaiba. Just constantly wanting the Pharaoh because, you know, he needs to battle him again. I'm like, I can't really say what I really want to say because my nephew's in here, but there's a reason why Yaoi of Kaiba and the Pharaoh exists, probably for this moment, so everybody is happy about it. But, you know, it was fun. It was cool hearing Dan Green voice freaking Yugi again. Even though to me nowadays it's kind of weird now I know that Dan Green did a lot of freaking, you know, did a lot of that hentai stuff. So it kind of seemed weird. Because I'm a guy who looks at certain. Hold up. Alright. I'm a guy who looks at certain things. I was looking at all the stuff Dan Green was in before all this, and it's like, it's weird hearing him as Yugi after I've heard him, voice a lot of very shady characters with their own motivations, if you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, it was fun hearing Yugi, and it was fun hearing Joey again and Taya again. I was like, I thought like Taya and Yugi would kiss because yes, I ship Taya and Yugi together. Like a lot of people do, but I'm like, yeah, I did it too. But it's like, you know, but the duels were cool. I gotta admit, the duels were cool. Kaiba actually kind of beat Yami or Tim actually. I call him Yami still, but his name is Tim. He basically beat. He basically beat Tim, but it was only like it was only like a freaking simulation, and I actually did kind of like that. That like the only time Kaiba can actually win against freaking. He can only win against Yami is when he actually has a simulation where he does win. You know, and Diva, on the other hand, I mean, he was a good, he is a okay villain, but what I loved about him was the fact that he really, I'm trying to hold back my language, because I do have my nephew in the room, but basically what I loved is he just put Kaiba down when it came to insults, and I love that. I love that because I feel like someone needed to insult him back. He always freaking insults everybody, but no one insults him back. And that's why I gotta like Diva for it. I mean, and we get more backstory about Bakura and how he got the Millennium Ring, which I thought was pretty cool. I thought it was pretty cool and funny. Well, not funny. Because but I thought it was kind of. I didn't think it was funny when he did that, but I thought it was kind of like, it was funny because like, I kept thinking of like Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridged, of how they kept saying how he got his Millennium Ring, and it's funny because all those things didn't really actually happen, and what did happen was actually kind of simple. He freaking took the Millennium Ring and basically, caused havoc. But, I really didn't like Bakura's dad because, greedy people get what they deserve. Like, he's like, I want the Millennium Ring, I want it. I'm like, you guys, like, I can't really say because my nephew's here, but you all know what I was thinking. He was looking at Shin like, he was looking at him. If you ever watched Don't Be a Menace, you know what I'm talking about. Like, he was that close to saying, I'll do it, man. You know what I'm talking about. He's practically on his knees, but anyways, Anyways, they finally got it, and then the ring like freaking attacked him, and Bakura got it, and he hates Bakura for that. But like it, I know he's raged and stuff. He was raged, Diva was raged and stuff. But you think he'd be like, the Millennium Ring did this because clearly that's what happened. But he was like, no, you took your master away from me. No, the ring took your master away from you. And the thing about him is he wants to make a perfect world, kind of like Light Yagami. I hate him so much. Anyways, I always hate villains that want to make a perfect world, because when you really think about it, hold on, everybody. Jay, stop opening and closing that, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. I hate villains who try to make perfect worlds because, at the end of the day, you want to make a perfect world without corruption, but at the end of the day, you're obviously corrupt. And he's the one, he's kind of one of those villains that hate humans, but, kind of is one. It's funny because to me, this is how I always saw, this whole thing. If you're a living being, you don't even have to be human. But if you have the capacity to love and do all this shit, do all this stuff, I'm trying to stop myself. You got all the capacity for that, and you also have the capacity to hate. You're corrupted too. You can't make a perfect world because people will always hate. There will always be hate and fighting in the world, and you can't change that. You can't just push the reset button and make a perfect world, because it can't happen. It just doesn't work like that. And Yugi was, missing the Pharaoh. And Joey, I thought Joey was gonna die. Like, literally, when Diva was, putting him in his little world, his little dimension where there's no way he can return. I thought Joey was really literally gonna die because, dark stuff happens in this movie, and I'm like, yeah, see, that's what we need. I'm not a person that craves a lot of dark elements, but I felt like this worked. And, yeah, I really do believe that this movie was truly great, and we had all the characters come back. Yugi blushed over Taya walking to school and stuff. The gang were getting ready to graduate. Joey wants to become a professional duelist. Bakura, well, let's just say I don't know whether it's because of Bakura's actual fan base, or it just felt like the Japanese felt like they needed to put it in. But a lot of chicks flocked to Bakura, man. They wanted him. They wanted his Britishness. And we also saw Duke Devlin making a cameo for a minute. And Joey was in the dog suit again. It was... Oh my god. It was like... Hey Joey, you don't want to be a furry? Well, I guess you already are one, dude. You gonna go gift some people? I'm kidding, but if you guys don't understand that reference, watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridged. If you haven't already. Because I'm thinking I'm gonna go watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge today. After this. But anyways. I enjoyed Dark Side of Dimensions. Kaiba, again, was the most insufferable part. Every time he came on screen, I was like, oh, you're gonna whine, and moan, while the Pharaoh isn't here to basically beat you in a duel and caress your freaking back. Is that what you want, Kaiba? Is that what you want? To have the Pharaoh caress your back? Because I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that stuff. But freaking also Kaiba made this new Dual Disc, which is the Dual Links, and if you know Dual Links, it's on your, it's an app on your phone, and I didn't know what Dual Links was until I actually looked at this. I was like, oh, so that's why in Dual Links everything looks like it's augmented reality. Oh, okay. I think that's kind of cool. And what Kaiba to me, like, when he was making his little big speech, like, you should want better, and if I could actually grab the person who made our universe, I'd fire him on the spot. I'm like, Kaiba, you know God would kick your little rich boy, beat your little rich boy up. He'd just touch you, and your existence would be done. I'm just saying, like, Kaiba to me, I just never liked him, and I still don't like him. I kind of sympathize with him at the end because he actually did kind of help Yugi save the world, and kind of said, Yugi, take this, Claw to the Pharaoh. This is like our only chance. Only time I've actually even was a little bit proud of Kaiba because, you know what I mean? Kaiba's a you know what, and I will always hate them. I will always hate the man. I feel like he should have never got what he wanted. He should have just accepted the fact that the Pharaoh was gone and nothing could ever bring him back. And Yugi was kind of doing that. I think, that could have been the message, like, accept that the people that you know and love are gone and there's nothing you can do to bring them back. But then Kaiba actually gets what he wants at the end, and he actually sees the Pharaoh, and I thought, like, oh, he time traveled. But no, he actually found the afterlife where Atem or the Pharaoh or Yami was at, and he's like, there's no words between them, really. He walks into the Pharaoh's palace, he's like, he puts on that new little dual disc he got. He's like, they don't talk, they just get ready, and I'm like, ooh, are they gonna do it real quick? And I'm like, no, there's only like 1 minute. I'm like, ugh. But Pharaoh's actually happy to see him, so, I mean, I kind of wanted to see Kaiba actually get beat so bad he actually makes the Duel Academy. Because I've always theorized that Kaiba gets beat by Yugi or Yami so bad, he makes the Duel Academy. He says, like, we're going to teach young duelists how to duel. If they want to be professional duelists, well, we're going to make this school to teach them how to duel. And that's the thing. It's the thing. Like, I can't really tell you much about it because I don't want to spoil anything. If you're a Yu-Gi-Oh fan of the original stuff, before it got really, 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 really weird, watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Dark Side of Dimensions. It is so great. It is so fun. And it'll bring you back to a time when you were just either 10 years old or 12 or getting to 13, and you loved watching Yu-Gi-Oh! As a kid. Because all that excitement, all that fun, all that excitement, action, and everything else, it's there. It feels like you haven't even. It's like the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Didn't even leave. Everything's there. I feel like this is one heck of a send-off to the greatest series I've ever known. And yes, it's a card game. It's a children's card game. It's just a show trying to push the children's card game. But at the end of the day, I just loved it. I loved it, and I swear it gets. This is my score. It may be different for you. You may not like it, but my score goes like this. It gets 5 Karibos out of 5. And I'm just saying, if you like this, watch it. Go buy yourself the DVD and watch it. It is that good, and you'll enjoy it. You will enjoy it, guys. I swear, you will enjoy it. I loved Yu-Gi-Oh! Bonds Beyond Time because it had all three of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Series that I've watched. Yeah, I loved 5Ds. Like, 5Ds was pretty cool. Card games on motorcycles and everything. But, you know, I will always love those three series. But everything else after that was like, yeah. Yeah, this card game's getting too complicated for me. I'm done. But, I enjoyed Yu-Gi-Oh! Dark Set of Dimensions, and I really feel like you will too. Let me just be real, I only talked about the bits and pieces I wanted to talk about just so I wouldn't spoil it. But, I swear to you, the story is awesome, and there are a few little bitty, tiny, itsy bitsy cameos that you're gonna like. I promise you. But, you know, that's about it. I'm Bugsy, and, that was the review. I'll see you later. Also, one thing I want to add. And through all that, you know, I didn't want Kaiba to get what he wanted, though. I think the movie would have been different if Kaiba just didn't get what he wanted and accepted that Yami was gone. That's all I want to say. Like, I really feel like Kaiba shouldn't have got what he wanted just because to me, he was just acting real spoiled for a guy his age. You know what I mean? And y'all like that about Kaiba, and I understand that, but it's like, dudes. He was freaking insulting everybody because he couldn't get his precious Pharaoh to duel him one more time. And like, to me, what would it have been like if he lost like 5 different times to the Pharaoh while he's in the Pharaoh's like version of the afterlife? Then what, guys? Then what? You know? And the answer I came up with, he makes the freaking duel school, so it's whatever. Now they actually have Dimension dueling in the new one, so there that is. But I'm gonna go now, guys. See you later.
You watching the Big 3 Bucks Network?
Yeah. Okay.
You watching the Big 3 Bucks Network?
Yeah.